Hi everyone, my name is Nicolas Deslauriers, and today I'm going to talk about the importance of an in vivo model to determine Clostridium perfringens strains pathogenicity. So first of all, let's talk about C. perfringens and necrotic enteritis. C. perfringens is a gram-positive bacteria, member of the normal microbiota of chickens. However, some pathogenic strains can cause necrotic enteritis, a deadly intestinal disease to chicken. The presence of the NETB toxin has been highly correlated with pathogenic strains. However, some strains that do not harbor the toxin are capable of causing necrotic enteritis, while other strains that do harbor the toxin are found in healthy birds. A lack of predisposing factor, as well as in-feed administration of antibiotics, are barriers to the differentiation between commensal and pathogenic strains. So the aim of our study was to confirm the pathogenicity of several C. perfringens strains using the chicken intestinal ligated loop model. So in the ligated loop model, we inoculated one C. perfringens strains or one control per loop, and each loop was separated by 3 ligatures on both sides. The incubation times for bacteria was 7 hours, and all loops were harvested post-euthanasia for microbiological and histological examinations. So let's start by the microbiological examinations. So we wanted to take a look at the taxonotyping profiles of strains inoculated in the loop and strains that were harvested from the loops post-euthanasia. So this was a way to verify that the inoculated strains could properly colonize the loop, and to make sure that there was not 2 different strains mixed inside the loop. Now let's move to histological examinations. So here I present you 4 different sections that we did. If you look at section A, it's the negative control, which you can see that there is no histological damages. If you now look at section B over here, it's NETB negative strain isolated from a diseased chicken showing no lesion. So it's similar to our negative control. If you now move to section C, it's a NETB negative strain isolated from a healthy chicken, yet it is showing histological damages. And if you're finally looking at section D, it's from a NETB negative strain isolated from a diseased chicken showing a lot of histological damages. So here, all histological sections are scored based on the presence of lesions, cellular debris, and inflammatory cells. So for the results, 79 C. perfringens strains are of different geographical origins, clinical cases, and healthy birds were inoculated and duplicate in our in vivo model. A total of 9 strains were determined to be commensal, while 69 caused mild to severe necrotic enteritis-like lesions. From commensal strains, half of them are harboring the NETB toxin and didn't cause any lesion. We observed that slightly more NETB positive strains were able to produce necrotic enteritis-like lesions. However, most NETB negative strains were also capable of producing lesions. We also observed that strains harboring the NETB toxins were found to be more pathogenic than NETB negative strains. In conclusion, a total of 79 C. perfringens strains were inoculated into the surgically prepared chicken intestinal ligated loops. After microbiological and histological examinations, 9 strains were determined as commensal, 69 were determined as pathogenic, and 1 was inconclusive. From the 34 NETB negative strains, 30 were able to cause lesions, while 4 could not. And from the 44 NETB positive strains, 39 were able to cause lesions, while 5 could not. So together, these results suggest that the pathogenicity of C. perfringens strains cannot be based solely on the presence of the NETB toxin. Also, these results highlight the need of an in vivo model to accurately assess the pathogenicity of C. perfringens strains, as it is a crucial step in developing strategies to prevent necrotic enteritis. So I would like to thank all of the people who made this project possible and helped me during the multiple stages of this project. And of course, I would also like to thank you for your attention, and I will be happy to answer your question.
Okay. Well, Nicholas, if you bravo for your presentation. I have a question from one of the attendee. It is asking, in your closed loop model, does Clostridium gas production ever cause rupture of the intestine? Or is the incubation time, 7 hours, too short?
Okay, so thank you for the question. From the surgeries that we done, there was no rupture caused by gas production of Clostridium perfringens. However, we did saw that some loops were expanded because of the proliferation of bacteria. So I would say that yes, they were producing gas, but we didn't see any rupture that that was caused by the bacteria. So is the incubation time 7 hours too short? I don't know. I don't really know for the production of gas, but we can confirm that after 7 hours, Clostridium perfringens can cause necrotic enteritis lesion because it's been saw from our study and from previous study as well.
Well, thank you for your answer, Nicholas, and thank you for the question. It's very interesting. So, Nicholas, from your study, basically, what would you mention about what would be your feeling about Clostridium perfringens and all the debate there is about the importance of NETB toxin?
I would say that based on the results that we saw, that the NETB toxin is definitely has a big role to play in the necrotic enteritis pathogenesis. However, we also saw that some strains that did not have the toxin were also capable of causing lesions. So I would say that it's really a combination of all the virulence factors of the bacteria that and the presence also of predisposing factors that really play. It's like a whole story that is built and that will explain necrotic enteritis. So it's not only the presence of one toxin; it's the combination of a lot of virulence factor and predisposing factors.
Yes. Well, one of your collaborators also has a question, and this will be the last before we go to the other speaker. But Dr. Gong, as I mentioned, one of our collaborators to your project, one of your co-director is asking, have you had the stats data on what is the correlation on the loop system and the chicken challenge models, those with oral inoculation?
So to compare the loop model with the oral inoculation?
Yes.
No, so we didn't do stats yet, but it would be certainly really interesting to take a look at that and compare them both. So no, we didn't have those stats for now for this study.
Yeah, I could probably add that we have it only for 3 of your tested strains, since we have used some of these strains in some of our oral inoculation. So thank you for the questions.